Hi class, welcome to our lesson today. We're going to be learning about lesson 3, substituting values. The learning goals for today are as follows. By the end of this lesson, you will know how to use various operations to be able to use methods to substitute values that have been given into an equation to find the answer using BEDMAS. So last lesson we had learned about BEDMAS. Now we're just going to move on and we're going to start substituting our values in. A variable is an assigned number. So example, x can equal 2, and we find the value of an expression by substitution. Basically, what happens when you're trying to substitute a value in, you're going to change all the variables to the given value and then evaluate. Always use a bracket, and this is really important. Always use brackets when you're subbing in your values, because when you start having multiplication and subtraction, this really makes a difference, okay? So here it says substitute and evaluate for all expressions where x is equal to 3, right? So basically what we're going to do, what this basically means is plug bracket 3 for all x values. Right? So really easy. We're going to go here, 4x plus 3. We're going to do 4. Substitute that 3 in for the x equals 8. That's going to give me 4 times 3 is 12 plus 8. Going to give me 20. And that's my answer. Try doing this one by yourself. It's a little bit more complicated because now we have 2 x's here. So pause the video, try to do it by yourself. Okay, so hopefully you tried that by yourself. Just check your answer now. So you have 2, you're going to substitute the 3 in, squared plus 3 times 3. First things first, when we do BEDMAS, right? BEDMAS. Do anything inside the brackets. There's nothing inside the brackets, so we're going to get rid of that. Then we're going to do the exponent. We have 2, 3 to the power of 2. 3 to the power of 2 is going to be 9. Plus 3 times 3. Exponents done. Division, multiplication. We don't have any division, but we do have multiplication, so let's do that first. 2 times 9 is going to be 18, plus 3 times 3 is going to be 9. Then we're going to do our addition and subtraction. 18 plus 9 gives me 27. Right? And of course, I'm always going to keep my equal signs here because that's just good form, and that'll give me my answer. Okay? So we're going to move on. We're going to try doing a few examples. It says evaluate each expression for x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 4. It's important to remember that sometimes you can have this. You can have multiple different variables in an equation. You just need to make sure you're substituting the right one. When it says show your substitution, you can also write this to show your substitution line. That means show me the brackets you plugged in, right? And the reason that this is that, remember when I said that a lot of your marks come from communication? This is one of those things that comes from communication. Showing me your substitution line, showing me where you plug those numbers in is important. So right off the bat, I'm just going to go up here and write down for myself. X is equal to -2, and I'm going to put y in this color. Y is equal to 4. Right, so right off the bat, I have an x value here, so I'm going to go in and put in my -2, right? Squared minus 3, and then my other one is 4. And by substitution, then, this is what I mean. I want you to show me what you plugged in and where. It doesn't have to be in different colors, just you have to show me at some point. So you're going to do brackets. There's nothing inside the brackets. Exponents, we have this exponent right here, the -2 to the power of 2. -2 times 2 is going to give me 4. 3 times 4 is going to give me 12. So 4 minus 12, right? Oops. So I'm going to do it step by step. So I have 4 minus 3 times 4. Right before I do subtraction, I'm going to do my multiplication. So I'm going to do 4. 3 minus 4 is 12. 4 minus 12 is going to be -8. Be sure not to do 4 minus 3, everything multiplied by 12. You cannot do it that way. Always do your multiplication first. Okay, I'm going to move on. So try doing B and C by yourself, right? Just to make sure that you understand how to do substitution. So I'm going to ask you pause the video here and then come back and watch as I do the solutions. Okay, welcome back. So what we're going to do is we're going to do x y plus 2y minus x cubed. So let's go plug in our x's first. We have, we said x was -2. And make sure that that's in brackets. We're going to leave the y alone for now. And we're going to say +2. We're going to leave the y alone for now. We're going to go plug in the last -2 cube that we have there. Right? Then we're just going to go back in and plug in our y value. We're going to do it in blue. Again, you do not need to do these in colored pencils. I'm just doing it for the sake of this class. Plus 2 times 4 over here. Right, so I've plugged in all my y, so all my x, y, 2y, x cubed, right? And I'm just going to go and solve this stuff first. So first things first, we don't have any more brackets left, so we're just going to put in our exponent. We have a exponent right there, so let's go solve that. I'm going to leave everything else as is. 4 plus 2 times 4 minus 2, -2 cubed is going to be -2 times -2 times -2. So we're just going to do that in our head. So -2 times -2 is +4 times -2 is -8. So I'm going to plug that in. It's going to be -8. And remember when I said that you always need to put stuff in brackets? This is where that becomes important. Because if you hadn't put in -8, you would have actually had the wrong number at the end. Okay? So then we have -2 and -4. We're just going to do our multiplication next. So let's do -2, -4. When you multiply those together, you get -2 times -4 is going to give you -8. Plus 2 times 4 is +8. Minus -8. Right? So -8 plus 8, if you do that, it's just going to give you 0. Negative and a negative is going to give you a positive. So you're left with +8. As your answer. Right, so if you wanted to see that step by step, I'm just going to carry that over here. So you have 0 plus 8, right, and then you're just left with 8. All right, and the last one, right, you have your y value, which we know is going to be 4. So 4, and I'm going to skip that initial step. 3 minus -2, everything squared. So, like I said, you always got to do brackets first, right? So let's do what's inside the brackets. 4, 3 minus and minus becomes a plus. 2, oops, and that's why it's important to have the bracket, right? Squared. So now we have 4, 3 plus 2, you got to do what's in the bracket first. So let's do 3 plus 2. 3 plus 2 is 5 squared, right? And then after you do that, brackets exponents, right? So let's do the exponent. We have 4, 5 squared is just going to be 25. And now we're just going to do 4 times 25, which is going to give us 100. So our answer here is 100. Okay, and that's it. That's lesson 3. Thank you.